Welcome back all. Here I have a bit of an example for you, and here I would like to show you that we can redirect stdin and stdout to a file using the exec command. You can see it in the script. There it is down below. Exec, etc. Anyway, let's go ahead and tear the script apart one line at a time and see what it means. So first of all, you have e-file access equals 70. This is the exit status if the file cannot be read. That can be for several reasons. Perhaps you don't have a permission or the file simply does not exist. Bad args, well, the output file is simply not specified. Down below, there is an if statement, and then there is a condition within the if statement. Here, it basically states if the file is not readable. So -r option and the negation here. So if it is not readable, then do the following: can't read from input file, and echo proper usage of the script. Give the exit status, and it says bad args access equals 70. So it can't be read. Finished. Okay, let's go to the second condition, and the second condition basically checks if the second parameter is not passed to the script. So you see there's a second parameter and we're checking whether it is passed to the script or not. If it is not passed to the script, echo specify output file and specify and actually demonstrate output onto the screen the proper usage of the file. Give the exit status of bad args. Finish. Once we are done checking this and making sure that our script will run properly and that it was properly invoked, then we will go ahead and start doing this. It says exec, and then it says for lesser than $0. That means link file descriptor 4 with standard input. Okay. Next up, we have exec lesser than $1. Read from input file. This is our input file, the first argument to the script. Down below, actually, let me just do this. Just split these into groups so that you can have a better overview. And yep, there we go. So this is much better. In my eyes, anyway. It depends on your perspective, of course. It says here exec 7 greater than $1. So the link file descriptor number 7 with standard output. Okay, and then write to the output file. $2. What is a $2? $2 is the second file that we will pass to the script. Then we have down below tr, transform all lowercase characters to uppercase. As you can see, A to Z lowercase, A to Z uppercase. And fine as our final series of commands down below, it says restore standard output and close the file descriptor 7. And down below it says restore standard input and close the file descriptor 4. Okay, so it shouldn't be too complicated. People can get lost in these things, but I would say it is relatively important in comparison to some other things. Okay, let's go ahead and write. Let's see our two files. Cat file.txt. Okay, we have test2 and tralala, and cat wood .txt. Okay, this line is sent to the wood. Okay, so we will pass these two files. Let's run the script first without anything. It says can't read. Hold on. Can't read input file, and it issues out usage. Okay, let's specify the input file. Ups, specify output file. No problems. Here's the output file. Cat. Oh, by the way, you can also do this. You see this, and then we can place the ampersand sign. Cat wood.txt. So you can chain the commands like this to be executed one after another. And there you go, test2 and tralala. Let me just expand this and run it one more time. Perhaps it will be a bit more visible. There you go. Test 2, tralala. Done and over with. Nothing too difficult there. Okay, so keep in mind that IO redirection represents a good way, a clever way of solving variable access problem with subshells. Let's go ahead and take a look at what did I just say. What does this actually mean? So let's go ahead and delete this. I'll show you a quicker way to delete these things, but let me just, it's not that big, so I'm just gonna go ahead and use backspace. There we go. Over and done with. So let's specify, let's write another script. Let's type in count equals 0. Down below cat, I don't know, wood.txt while read line, and then we shall do the semicolon. So we are basically outputting the contents of wood.txt, and we are piping the output into while read line. There we go. So it opens up, sorry, no, not open up. This will basically count the line. This will basically be our counter up here, and it will pipe the output of this file to the while loop that will begin the loop, and it will echo one line at a time and increment the number of the lines. But you will see what the problem will be fairly soon. And these zeros are not part of that problem. These zeros are part of my general incompetence to write. Okay, so I don't feel like writing it like this, but write instead this way. Echo and line. Great. And now we shall do this. I do believe that you might remember this from some of the previous examples. And plus plus. There we go. So my point being is that this will not be accessible. Anyway, when we are done with the loop, keep in mind that this will create a subshell and increment the value of the count. And the increment value of the count is not accessible outside of this loop. You will see it soon enough because this loop count should be far greater than it is shown here. Because down below it's just going to print out that it's 0. And then I'll show you how to solve that. You see, number of read lines is 0, when in fact we actually went over 2 lines. So let's see how we can actually solve this with the input-output redirection. Okay, so let's just go ahead and delete this. And okay, so exec 3 lesser than greater than wood.txt while read line lesser than and %, and then we will need 3 do echo line gonna do this count plus deleted deleted count up there, unfortunately. Done. And sorry, I'm not that good at writing and talking at the same time. That's why I like to actually have the scripts ready, but no big deal. I can do this one as it is. There we go. And echo should have recycled some of the things. Number of read lines is count, and let's just go ahead and declare count up here. Count equals to 0. Excellent. So now we have pretty much the same code as we had before, but the difference being is basically this exec. We didn't have exec before, and now we do. So let's take it up one line at a time. This will open up the wood.txt file and assign a file descriptor 3 to it. The while loop will basically read from the file where we shall begin the loop and echo one line at a time and increment the number of lines, and then finally we will end the loop. At the final account of things, we will close the file descriptor, but the output will actually output the correct number of lines that were read. Well, this is just one of the problems that can occur that you can solve. There we go. So number of lines is 2, while the number of lines up here is 0. So there is a difference with these redirects. As I said, this is a pretty clever way, so to say, in order to save yourselves a bit of time or a bit of hassle if you need to pull some sort of a count outside of the subshell. Anyway, I bid you farewell, and we shall continue in the follow-up tutorial.